Alright guys, how's it going? Hey, I don't even know what day it is. It's Friday, isn't it? Friday the 30th of January 2020 and you're watching KopTalk.tv. Alright, yeah, so transfer deadline day tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, all day, all night. Alright, I might have to break off at one point in the afternoon because I've got the KopTalk podcast to record. Alright. But yeah, so KopTalk.tv for the live stream tomorrow. I just wanted to do a quick video really touching on the enemy, Manchester United, those fallen giants, which we're all enjoying. And if you're a Man United fan watching this, before you start caps locking me to death, just hear me out, all right? So obviously there was this incident that was reported yesterday to do with the attack at Woodward's property, where they were throwing fireworks at his house. Well, when I heard that, I was like, he's got off lightly. Because if anything, they should be throwing hand grenades at the bastard. You know what I'm saying? All right. Can't condone it. But what I mean is, football fans are passionate. They're passionate. And they're also fucking crazy. I know this more than anyone. I've done this online now for, the KopTalk website for about 22 years, I think. 21, 22 years or something. And I've met, some really, really, really good people. But I've also had some, total loons, that I've had contact with over the years. And what I mean by that is like haters and things like that, stalkers and shit. Yeah, people are passionate and they do get, they do get a bit carried away. And this is obviously what happened the other night. I don't actually, I might joke about it with you. But I can assure you, I think that sort of stuff's out of order. Not only is it out of order, even if he lived on his own, but I'm talking about family and kids and stuff like that. And going to someone's property is quite a fucked up thing to do. Do you know what I mean? But the reason I thought I'd mention it is I want to ask you, and I already know what the answer is going to be, but I wanted to ask you guys how you feel about Manchester United's demise. Are you delighted with it? Of course I'm delighted. I want to see them struggle as much as possible. Roles have reversed, haven't they? We've been in that situation, what they're currently going through. But the one thing I would say is that, as from a football fan's point of view, I prefer to see a strong Premier League. Do you know what I mean? I want to beat Manchester United when they're at the best, not when they're at the worst. You just want to beat Manchester United. I get that. But for me, the Premier League, I want to see. I don't want to see just teams, like the same teams winning the league all the time. So if Liverpool win the league this year, I'm not going to say whether they are or not. Then that would not, that's good for the game because it's someone different. Same when Leicester won it. Tottenham have been close, haven't they? So, they nearly got it that year with Leicester, didn't they, if my memory serves me rightly. So, I don't want Manchester United to do well. I'm quite happy that they're going in the direction they're going. But I do like to see a strong league. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm contradicting myself. I know all the comments are going to be, fuck them. It's great, long may it continue. I just think that a club, as much as I dislike the club, we have like a mutual respect for each other, don't we? And I know loads of Man United fans that talk to me on Twitter. In fact, many years ago, back in the day, back in the 90s, I created the Liverpool FC Usenet group, right? Not many people know this. That's right, I created it. There was one under the alt hierarchy, but it used to get full of spam and shit and that. And I created the UK one. I had to submit an application. I had to get backing for it and everything. And I don't really know if people use that anymore. But that was a big deal back then. So once I worked out how to do stuff like that and got the approval of the UK committee and everything, I then created a news group called Manchester. What was it called? I think it was Manchester United Haters or something like that, which was it's quite fun. Do you know what I mean? It was quite fun. I can't remember what it was called, but it was Manchester United Haters. And there was a time back in the 90s again, I changed my name by deed poll to Mr. Manchester United. I did it for a cancer charity. Made a few grand for them or whatnot. Got a bit of publicity and stuff like that. Did a few TV interviews and yada, yada, yada. So... I've never liked Manchester United, but I used to go in one of the Man United news groups, not the hater. Obviously, I went in the haters one because I created it. But I used to go in their normal news group as well, you know, and try and engage in discussion with them. And you're always going to get people that are like, fuck off this, fuck off, you know, and all that. But we don't, you know, they're kids or whatever. But sometimes it's good to mingle with the enemy, to talk to them about things, to get their views. It's one of the best ways of working out an opinion on your club and how you're seen is by asking rival fans. The mature ones, not the loons, not the dickheads that just going to say you're shit and our team's better. You know what I mean? So I did used to participate in the Man United group, and I got on all right with the people in there. And like I say, at times of advance, we've got social media now, and I talk to some Man United fans on Twitter, and we always have a laugh and a bit of banter. Do you know what I mean? They're like ready to throw themselves off bridges at the moment because Liverpool might, I won't say it, might win the league. And but you know, we sort of like have a mutual respect, and I think when you hate, there is, you know, it can be sometimes because they're actually very good. Do you know what I mean? Like you maybe hate a player from the opposition because he's actually a brilliant player. So sometimes it's a compliment. But obviously you've got the two different cities, Liverpool, Manchester, rivals, even, you know, away from sport, even things like music and shopping and stuff like that. And we all like to see the banter between Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher. It's brilliant, man. Fantastic, as Brendan Rodgers would say. But for me, you know, I am a football fan. I think that Manchester United, you're not going to like me for saying this, but I think Manchester United deserve better than what they've got. I can't believe that a club as big and successful as them has allowed themselves to go into this situation. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's out of his depth. But I don't think that it's just a case of replacing the manager. I genuinely do think that Woodward, for example, is not up to it either. I think the whole, their club right through is just not run right. It's, you know, even the owners are freaking shit. They've got the wrong chief executive and or whatever his position is, and the manager. So that you can see why the whole project's not working. Now, in comparison, if you look at Liverpool and what Fenway have done, we've finally got it all right, haven't we? We've got it right from, you know, senior management, you know, executive level. The owners are doing all right. The manager's spot on. They've got all them things together, gelled together, and that's why we're seeing a resurgent Liverpool and like a more, you know, more positive thing. Don't forget, it was only a few years ago there was FSG out and people arguing and fighting, and I used to hate making my videos back then. So I don't know what will happen with Manchester United, and I'm asking you, just like, you know, genuinely, would you rather see a stronger Manchester United in the Premier League because it makes the league better? I don't think you will. I think every comment will be, fuck 'em, long may it continue. And I agree, it's fine, guys. I'm good with that. But I just wondered what your thoughts were as to what is wrong at Manchester United. And if you can try and do it with a bit of maturity. What I mean is, don't just, like, post a load of shit. I'm just intrigued as to whether you would agree with me that Solskjaer's out of his depth, that the chief executive or whatever his official title is probably out of his depth. You know, what's gone wrong there? When you look back at all the changes they did they get rid of Moyes too soon? You know? Yeah. And who would you say would be can you actually say, you know, have you got it in you to say, I think X would be a good manager for Manchester United? But do you agree with me that just replacing the manager there, I don't think that solves it. I think they've got deeper rooted problems. So I do welcome your thoughts on it, guys. It is an unusual topic for us to discuss, but yeah, I'm interested. And like I say, you know, they might be throwing fireworks at his house, but he probably wants to be glad that they weren't throwing hand grenades at him. Can't say that, can I? All right, guys, I'll leave it with you. Live stream this evening, 7 PM UK time on here, KopTalk.tv. All right.